What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I am your host and captain and dad, Garrett Morling. And here in the virtual studio with me is the nerd dad, Zech Keenan.
Hey, everybody. I'm happy to be back. It's Labor Day.
Labor Day.
You know?
Day off. That was nice.
Yeah.
You got the day off, right?
I did.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Because I know not everyone gets a day off. I went to the store and lots of people were still working today. So thank you for all you people who were still working so I could go to the store.
Yes. Exactly.
And also joining us here in the virtual studio, back from the dead, the one, the only, JJ Purdom.
Heyo!
Hey, I took a 2-week vacation. I'm like what's considered the redheaded stepchild of this podcast. And I mean mostly that we don't talk about him very much and we try to hide him as much as possible. That's pretty much me, right? Right, Garrett? Right, Zech? The redheaded stepchild? If I had hair, I would be probably the redheaded stepchild, right?
No, I love you, man.
I mean, you said it.
You're my older brother. You're like my dirty uncle that I'm not allowed to go visit.
I love it. Now, dude, that is pretty much what I am in real life. Everybody does call me the dirty uncle. I'm like the uncle that, pats you on the bottom a little bit too much and just basically says, have another thing of ice cream. It's coolly cool. Your mom said no. A little bit ain't going to kill you. You're fine. You're fine. That's me. That's why they love Uncle Double J. I'm just saying.
Yeah, see? Nailed it.
Yeah.
It's good to have you back, though, man. It's been too long.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We had a couple of family issues, and sometimes it's okay to take a little time away. And I know that absence makes the heart go fonder. So anytime that I am away, people just miss me because all the cards and the letters, the countless emails. I love the support. I didn't get any of it.
No, P.O. Box was empty this week.
There wasn't even any inbox stuff. But did you?
I did.
Oh, it's funny. I know that you have my address because I'm always sending you stuff.
Yeah.
So I never received any of that love that you guys sent. But I missed you guys too, and I'm glad to be back. The redheaded stepchild of the Super Gamer Boys.
Yeah.
He's back.
The bald redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
Red bearded stepchild. There we go.
Absolutely. Well, there's quite a bit of gray in the thing now, and I know you can see me because it's looking a little HD. In comparison, no longer am I holding a chintzy phone and propping it up against a cardboard box with a horrible pair of earbuds. I don't know what you call them, and trying to do this thing. Now I'm coming into you live and in living color via some beautiful donors. I've got my own podcast studio. I've even got an amazing background of a purple magenta type of sheet. It's very regal. I feel like this is very regal now that you're going to get to see me and hear me in all of my amazing glory.
Yeah.
And the phone call won't drop because it's not a phone.
Nice. Yeah. I kind of miss the stripy, zigzaggy curtain in the background with like the neon purple paint on the wall. So I kind of miss that.
I don't know what we were thinking. I don't know what we were thinking. And it's for that reason that I am no longer allowed to smoke pot because I choose colors like that when I'm like, oh, it's good.
It
looks good. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. So I put the bong down, and now I'm like, I really like gray. I think gray is a nice color with white. I like classic. How about a champagne color? Ooh, maybe we should drink some champagne. No, that never crosses my mind.
Not a bad idea. No.
Yeah. So thanks for holding the fort down, guys. You guys did an excellent job while I was gone. And we didn't have any of our sponsors that left the show because I wasn't around. So, I mean, you guys must have done well, right?
Yeah, not yet anyways. Not yet.
Yeah.
But today, we got them on the hook now because today we're going to be talking about some fun stuff. We have Shenmue anime, I guess. Sorry.
Shenmue.
I was in my head. I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce that correctly. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say correctly. The Shenmue anime, a big Call of Duty glitch, and a super ton of Super Mario news. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Super Gamer producer, Adrian Homeboy Holmes, and our Super Gamer sponsors. We have Bill Bird, Julie Bates, Dustin Long, Brent Fox, and Daniel James. Shout out to you guys for supporting us each and every month. as well as the rest of you. You know, you don't get their shout out in the show, but their names are in the show notes. Thank you guys all so much for supporting us on Patreon, keeping us going, yeah, helping keep lights on, keep our creative juices flowing. We're coming up with cool ways to give back to you guys, whether it's new shows or even giveaways. We have that box of t-shirts. One of these days we need to figure out what to do with those. But yeah, we love all you guys. And if the rest of you are wondering how you can support us, it's patreon.com/supergamerboys, and we'll talk more about that later on the show. Also, little cool thing, if you do support us on Patreon, I guess as part of that little hint I said earlier of having new shows, the Super Gamer Book Club. We mentioned it for the first time last week, I believe. But September, this month, we are going to be pumping out our new show. It's going to be a monthly show where we review a kind of, not necessarily retro, but a classic game, like a video game that
timeless.
Timeless. There you go. Masterpiece games. We're going to go back and play them and review them, and it will only be available to those Patreon supporters at just $1 and up. So, we'll talk more about that later, but just at the top of the show, get to your taste buds just craving that delicious, episode we got coming. Just get you all drooling, waiting for that ad break, I know that's what everyone looks forward to. Everyone looks forward to the ad break now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that first episode will be coming out on the 24th. So support us for this month and you can get it. Anyways.
What are we reviewing?
Oh, we're doing BioShock 1.
Yeah, we are.
That's right, because you finally got guilted into it, Garrett. You're like, hey, why don't you play some BioShock? It was over the BioShock Infinite thing.
BioShock I've already played. I've played that before. I've played this one. Okay.
No, but I think this is a perfect opportunity to talk about how you didn't ever play BioShock Infinite. And you call yourself a gamer. So that's kind of why we chose BioShock as the first game in the Super Gamer Boys book club, as we're doing that because of you, Garrett. So congratulations.
Thank you, Garrett. I'm actually really excited. I've been playing through it. I'm excited too. And I have a lot of thoughts. I can't wait to share them with everybody. I'm actually really excited to hear JJ's perspective because I know he hasn't played it yet.
No, and this is my first run through it.
I envy you because I remember the first time I played through BioShock. I was like, "Whoa,
it's crazy!
This game
is
insane." And you get to play it with the remastered version, so like the up-res textures and everything like that. Which I have thoughts on that too. But yeah, man, I really hope people tune in.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good episode.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be about like an hour long of us just kind of taking a deep dive, maybe even longer. I bet. I have a lot of notes, guys. I got a lot of notes.
Zetch is going hard. I know. I think I talked about it previously with you off air, but it's just like I need to learn how to review games. Like I can play a game, I can talk about a game, but I'm not like a reviewer. And if we're doing the show, this is going to be stretching for me. It's going to be challenging, but I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it because I get to hone a new skill, learn a new skill with actually talking intelligently about a video game and not just, it was cool. I like the shooting in it.
Garrett, let me tell you, you really do not need to ever speak intelligently about anything. All you have to do is BS your way through it, and eventually it'll be over. Promise. That's how it works. It's my whole life.
Oh, okay.
That's every day of my life.
Cool.
You don't have to know anything about what you're talking about. You can just laugh and smile a lot at your own jokes, and eventually it'll be over.
Okay, I'll log that away.
Yeah, lock that one up. All right.
Why do we choose Super Gamer Boys Book Club? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I'm the only literate one out of the three of us. I know you guys don't read. I know for sure Garrett doesn't read. So where did we come up with the term book club?
I think it's still subject to change, but basically the fact is that
working title.
Yeah, the book club concept, right? You read a book. And you all have a really long discussion about what you guys thought about the characters, the story, the backdrop, the setting, in this case, the controls, decisions, like design decisions. Why did they decide to, have two types of Big Daddies when they clearly had talking about doing I was doing some research and they actually had 3 or 4 different other ideas for Big Daddies that they wanted to put in, but they had to scrap them. So that's just a little preview of some of the stuff in my notes. Because I'm researching the meta.
We're doing research. We're doing research. This isn't just us talking about games. We're bringing you the news and the in-depth commentary about this game.
So anyway, that's kind of why I went with book club, because it's not really like a
working title.
Like
we're going all like Nintendo or like Square JRPG, where it's like what was it, Project Octopath Traveler, working, and then underneath the brackets working title, and then they still ended up calling it Octopath Traveler. They just took the word project off of it. Cool, let's get into our mailbag, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
Alrighty, so yes, so good. This first question comes from Shadow Ranger 02 via Discord. I don't know if y'all have talked about this at all, but what do you guys think about games that are made for movie tie-ins? So movie tie-in games, extremely prolific and famous on the PS2, like just chock full of them. They don't happen as much anymore, but what are your guys' thoughts on them? Do you miss them? Do you hate them? Are you glad they're gone? Do you love them? Any thoughts?
I'm glad to see them gone. There was too many things like okay, Godzilla's coming out with a movie next year. We have to have a video game. Also, I don't know if you guys remember, but E.T., the game that killed the Atari, which I know is not necessarily accurate, but that game was rushed because of the movie. So it's specifically, they made a game for the movie, and it comes out, and it was so atrociously bad they had to bury a bunch in the desert. I'd like to see that stuff just die.
What about like games like Aladdin and Lion King?
That's exactly what I was going to say. But then you get games like Aladdin and Lion King on Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Notoriously hard games, but they're really fun platformers, and they actually work.
On PS1 was full of them. I remember having a Toy Story, all the Disney ones. It was all Disney. Like Toy Story 1, I had a Bug's Life. Super hard.
Toy Story? Toy Story was pretty fun.
Yeah, super hard games, but so much fun.
If I went back and played it, though, now, I'm pretty sure I'd hate it.
Oh, yeah, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah,
but at that time, like, they were a blast. Like, I don't know. I love them. I love them for what they are. They're cheesy as heck. They're not great, but they're fun. It's junk food. It's a junk food video game. That's what it is.
What about, like, games like, just, like, general, like, licensed properties? Like Wolverine. Remember that one on the GameCube? Or at PlayStation back in the day? Like, that one was, like, really good. It was, like, a little more darker and more grittier. You got Spider-Man. So I mean, like, they're not direct like movies to movies game adaptations, but I mean they're still kind of in that same licensed property ballpark. I don't know. I think for the most part, I don't really care. But Lord of the Rings. Remember Lord of the Rings? Two Towers?
Lord of the Rings. Those were the best movie tie-in games ever. The Lord of the Rings, all three of them, fantastic. Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King, incredible games. Like I played those games to death with me, my brother, my cousin. So good because you could do it was up to 4-player co-op, right? I think it was 2. Or 3. I think was it just 2? I thought it was because I feel like all 3 of us would be able to play at a time. Maybe it's just 2. Maybe you're right.
I think Return of the King might have been like 3.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember you having like 3 people in your party because you had Gimli, Legolas, and Aragorn.
Right.
I don't remember. I know one character is always running around with you, whether it's an AI or not.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, those were fantastic movie tie-in games. Like, I don't know if there's been a better movie tie-in game than those.
Yeah, those are the best. So yeah, I mean,
those came out on what system? Because I know I love the movie.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, PS2.
Okay.
PS2, Xbox 360.
So I wasn't aware if it came out in 360 and PS3.
Xbox. Okay. Stupid idiot. It's late, guys. PS2 and Xbox 360 were not the same generation.
How dare you be wrong? How dare you be wrong? I can't believe
that. Cool. Next mailbag question comes from Dan Jam Gent via Discord. You have each won a golden ticket to be motion captured and appear in a game of your choosing. Which game would you appear in, and what would your purpose be? So not like what character would you play, but what would your purpose be? What would they use?
I'd want to be in the next Metal Gear Solid game, and I want to be the bad guy.
Hey,
I want to be the bad guy. I want to be the bad guy so I can destroy Snake and his father, the boss dude or whatever that guy's name is. I just want to like crush that guy's skull, and like the end scene of the game, I'll be like a really hard boss to kill. So yeah, I'd like to mocap that and be able to like crush his skull with my boot at the last possible moment. The son right in front of the father while he's being held and crying. That's the end of the game. And you lose, you die. Big red bloody letters on the screen. You know, like something like that. That's what I'd want to mocap.
Oh man.
Why did that feel so good right now?
I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm in shock right now. Just slack jawed. I don't even know.
That's my choice. I can't. You can't top that now. That's it.
He totally screwed you out of getting your Metal Gear.
I know.
Well, I'm gonna pick Metal Gear 2, and
oh no!
I'm gonna be a boss.
Had you chosen Metal Gear?
I didn't pick Metal Gear, but I know Garrett was.
I mean,
no, what were you really?
I gotta stay on brand,
dude. Read the notes. I should read the notes.
It wasn't even in the notes. I just know that because I know Garrett.
It's not in the notes. It's my brand. It's what I gotta say to every question.
Hey, quick shout out to @Danny Silly Socks at Dan Jam. Dan, you're the man, brother. I love that. That was a great question. Thank you for submitting to the mailbag. I feel really good. I feel vindicated. I feel like I want to do the mocap. We need to start putting that out there. #JJ for Metal Gear. I want to do that badly.
Just tag Kojima.
Tag, yeah, Kojima in that.
My friend in your next game.
Well, Kojima's
got no skills at all.
He listens to the podcast. He listens to the podcast. He's a super Gamer Boy fan.
We should just start tagging Kojima in every episode we produce.
Why not?
Hey.
He may even support us for $1 a month. You never know, because you guys can do that on Patreon.
You never know.
Why can't Kojima? He's got bucks.
He's got bucks. He's got lots of bucks.
Does he?
Definitely has bucks.
There might be whatever other money they use in Japan. I don't know.
Yen.
I don't want to be racist and say
no, yen is China.
Like the wrong thing. I was going to say yen, and I'm like, that's Chinese. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. Don't go there.
What is Asian currency or Japanese currency? Anyone know?
It's not euros, is it? They're not using euros.
Oh no, this is something.
Francs?
No, it's yen. It's definitely yen. Yeah, Japanese yen.
We are
it's
the most worldly people. Okay, so I was right. Okay,
so
what? I didn't want to say that because I'm like, what if that's just China? I don't want to.
What's China?
Americans.
China uses.
Dumb, stupid
don't
Americans.
Know anything about anybody else's cultures.
We really don't.
I didn't know.
We don't even use American currency anymore. We use debit cards. So
right, yeah, 100%. I just use plastic. I'm
trying to think what game I would want to be in. That's a tough one. Well, maybe Tony Hawk.
Oh, okay. See, I can see you doing some of that mocap stuff.
And be a skateboarder in Tony Hawk. I have
nice.
Do you know how to skateboard?
It's a video game.
Cool.
Doesn't matter.
100%.
Yeah. We talk about video games on a podcast. None of us know how to actually skateboard. I don't
know how to skateboard.
Let's be completely honest. You do not know how?
I don't know how. I can rollerblade.
I can ride a longboard.
I don't know how to do any. I can barely ride a bike, so no.
I can ride a longboard, so no tricks, just like big board, not the little skateboard. Give me a big board, cruising down the road. That's about all I can do. I can barely do that. Okay, so my answer, I want to be in Fall Guys. I want to be one of those jelly bean looking dudes in Fall Guys, just like push me off a ledge, and because that'd be, you know how much fun that'd be. Like, I know they obviously don't do mocap for that game, but you know, fun. Like, okay, stand up on that platform. We're gonna push you over the edge and just like go limp and like fall into this like giant beanbag or something. Like, I don't know. That just seems like it'd be the most fun game or job to do, because I'm sure they're just trying to think, okay, now we're gonna like launch you off the seesaw and you're gonna flip in the air a few times.
You don't get mocap for that.
No, and that's what
animated.
I said. That's what I said. Like, they probably don't mocap for it, but if they did, that would be so much stinking fun. Like, basically you're just doing like acrobatics crap and just like falling in foam pits and like beanbags. Like, that would be so much fun.
I gotta pick.
I'm pretty much a jelly guy who falls down and has a hard time getting up. So I mean, I am Fall Guys.
You want to switch? You want to switch, JJ? I mean, you're basically
I do not want you. I do not want you to
Fall Guy in real life.
No, I chose Metal Gear specifically so you wouldn't. So no,
Okay.
I don't want you to have that.
Okay.
I'd be a hobbit in Lord of the Rings. That's what I'd be.
There you go.
In the background, I die. That's it.
Last week we did the question about the new Gollum game. You could be Gollum.
The Gollum game, yeah.
I could
see you being Gollum.
He used to be a hobbit. He used to be a
hobbit.
Yeah,
Zech, real quick, you got to say like, my precious.
I don't gotta say that. I don't.
I kind of want to. I want to get like a meme of him like my precious and put that up on mine.
When I was a kid, when the movies came out, I used to scare my sisters. I used to do the voice, and then I'd turn all the lights off, and like they'd know I'd be down there, and then I'd be like creeping around, and they'd be like, "Oh, Cheyenne's getting a snack from the fridge. He wants a snack." Like, Zach, stop it. Zach, stop. Dude, give it to me. Give it to me. They like take off running up the stairs. Like, stop.
So good. So
that's
good.
Awesome, dude.
Good times.
That's what siblings are for. Just messing with. So good. Yep.
Especially when you're the oldest. See, I'm also the smallest out of all the siblings, though. So, like, all my siblings are bigger than me. Like, my brother is, like, way taller. Like, I'm talking, like, a whole head and a half taller than me. Like, if he ever got mad, I'm pretty sure, like, he could, like, pick me up and break me in half.
Jeez. Oh, boy. Cool. Well, those are fun questions. So thank you guys so much for sending those in. I didn't JJ send one in? We're just totally skipping that one. You didn't like that one, Zech?
That doesn't count. You can't ask yourself a question.
You can't ask yourself. Okay.
No, you know what? I'll hold off. I won't.
Okay.
I won't answer. But I remember I did send in a question.
Well, it wasn't good enough for Zech. It wasn't good enough.
Apparently not.
Now it is time for the nerdy nudes.
It's time for the nerdy nudes or news.
I do like that Zech kept it nerdy nudes in the show notes. So you know what? Maybe he's warming up to it.
I'm not warming up to it. I still find it vulgar and gross.
Alrighty. So the first news story here. This was I don't know. I thought this was pretty awesome. I know some people were like finding all the negative Nancy's out there, finding the bad in it, but I was pretty excited.
They're all gonna pre-order it anyway.
Everyone is pre-ordering this. Everyone's buying this day one. Anyways, this last week, Nintendo, they it was kind of a surprise, right? Is it kind of last minute? Like, hey, Nintendo Direct, celebrating 35 years of Super Mario. So Mario's 35 years old, at least the Super Mario brand. A surprise Nintendo Direct celebrating the 35th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. 1985 launch premiered this morning. You can see every announcement in the 15-minute presentation above. So it's pretty short and sweet, just 15 minutes. They got in, got out, gave you everything you need to know. So this article starts with the banger, the big, kind of the biggest announcement, I would say. Leading the celebration is Super Mario 3D All-Stars, an anthology of optimized versions of Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, all for the Nintendo Switch. And there will be a limited run Super Mario 3D All-Stars starting with its September 18th launch and ending in March 31st, 2021. So there's some amazing news and some kind of crappy news all in one here. First, those are fantastic games to be, coming to the Switch. I never owned it. You guys know I've never owned a Nintendo 64, but I always loved going over to my friend's house and playing it. Like I always loved Super Mario 64. Always wanted to beat it, but just never owned the console. So I'm really excited for that one. Super Mario Sunshine was my jam. I had the GameCube, and I love Sunshine so much. And I never played Galaxy because we had a Wii for a little bit, and then I don't know. I moved out of the house by the time, I think that game came out. So it was like my parents had the Wii, and they never got Super Mario Galaxy. So I'm excited to play 2 out of those 3 games. Like I'm stoked, and even Sunshine, fantastic. How are you guys feeling? Do you guys have any nostalgia for any of those games? JJ, you play any of those?
I'm kind of very concerned that right now Seth is going to be really, really mad at me. I've never played any of those games. I never played the Nintendo 64 at all. Remember, I came into video gaming late in life. I did a little bit of stuff when I was a kid, and then had a giant break where I thought all you guys were nerds and losers. Still kind of do. But
you're here with us.
I'm excited. Yeah, but I'm here with you, so I'm like the king of the nerds, right? So I just absolutely. I know you are, Garrett. Yeah, true. I kind of thought with the whole regal-looking background, Okay,
nice try.
Yeah, boy can dream. So yeah, but essentially, I'm excited about the games. I think everybody talks about Mario 64 being really, really great. And from everything I saw from the Direct, it looks fantastic. I know that I'm not the only one excited about it. I'm excited to be able to play it. It looks like a lot of fun. It's the first time that Mario was played like that, and that they changed over from the platforming style. So just for that game alone, I'm looking forward to the disc. I can't wait to get a hold of it. And I know, I talked to my son about it. He's excited. We had one of my nephews come and stay the weekend, the last couple of days, and that's all he was talking about the whole time. So it's neat to see that the next generation of video gamers are getting really pumped about an old game that's coming through that's going to have a few on there. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get our copy. I know that we're going to do that for sure.
What about you, Zach? You have any? I mean, you said you've never played Sunshine. You played the other two, though?
Yeah, so I'm really happy this exists. I know I know a lot of people are gonna pre-order it. They're gonna love it. And they're great games. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I feel for me, the price tag is a little high, especially since it's
because
they're ports.
They're not remasters. They're just up-resed, ported. Yeah.
And I already have Mario 64 on my N64, so I can still play it. And if I want nostalgia, I don't gotta pay the big price tag for a game that I already have. Galaxy is definitely an amazing game. I hope everybody plays it. I'm interested to see how that's gonna how the control scheme is gonna translate.
Yeah.
Given that they have the Switch Lite, which doesn't have Joy-Cons that pop off.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So
that was all motion controls, right? It was Wii, so yeah, it definitely had motion controls.
You basically you run around like you normally would, but when you want to jump to a different planet, you could shake it, and that was part of what made it.
Okay.
That's what made it feel so good.
I could be wrong, but I think that the way that they're doing it is really smart. I think that it's not going for gamers like you, Zech, that have the old systems and still play them. It's going for the people that are your age that grew up playing the Nintendo 64 and have that nostalgia for that game and Galaxy and everything else, and haven't played it forever. They got rid of their system, 15 years ago, and haven't touched it again. Like, oh man, I have great memories of playing that as a kid. And for some of the kids like my son's age that are just now coming into playing some of these old retro games and coming into, but guys like you, I think that you're a rarity. There's less people like yourself that still have the old systems and can have access to playing it. I think it's more like I sold the system 15 years ago at a yard sale, and I haven't touched it since. God, I've got great memories of playing that game. And that nostalgia factor is going to sell the crap out of these discs.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like me for Sunshine. Like I regret the day I got rid of my GameCube. Like I wish there's so many good games that I had on there. I miss my GameCube every day. And so yeah, the more that keep getting ported to Switch, like seeing Sunshine, I'm like, holy cow! Like I haven't played this in forever, except for I tried it on an emulator once, and it's so janky, like it's completely unplayable, like it's broken. And so I'm like, oh, like I get to play it, and it's actually gonna run good. I can actually beat the game. Like it's not gonna be all jittery and janky and messed up. So just knowing like it's gonna have Nintendo polish on it, and it'll be good because I don't have access to my GameCube anymore. I'm excited for that. The price, is interesting. But then like when you think about it, like okay, $20 a piece. I honestly wish it was piecemeal because then I would just spread it out like, oh, okay, yeah, I'd spend $20 and then like 4 months later buy the next one for $20 and 4 months later.
Or even 25. Like I dropped 25 on Sunshine. I never played it before.
Yeah. But it is interesting, and that's actually kind of my thought, maybe like theory here. So I mentioned there's an end date. This is only available from September 18th to March 31st, 2021. Do you think that's like literally just a limited run, like it's out and then once it's gone for good? Or do you think maybe this is my hypothesis, they cut off the bundle and then they just piecemeal sell them for $30 to $40 a piece, like so they can make more money off of it, kind of thing. Like charge a little more, because right now, like you almost like giving people a deal now, like, oh, $20 a piece, that's not bad, all in a bundle. Where do you like later on they might try piecemealing them for more, $30-$40? I don't know. What do you guys think about that end date? Like, is that kind of weird you out?
I think that it's same type of mentality that Nintendo does a lot of. They end up doing a limited amount of, like when they did the Nintendo Mini Classics and the Super Nintendo Classics, they made a limited number of those. They flood the market with them with a small amount. People go crazy thinking I'm never going to get a hold of this. So by limiting it like that, they're going to create people really wanting to get their hands on it. And if they sell out very quickly, what they're going to do is do exactly what you're saying. They're going to be able to take and piecemeal out the games at a future date and make more money on it. Like right now, like what they did with the Nintendo Mini and the Classic, by only putting out a handful of units, what ended up happening, a lot of scalpers jumped in and bought all of them right away, and then started making a lot of money, huge margins based on that. And there's going to be people who really want to get a hold of those, just basically based on what I said, the nostalgia factor and new kids wanting to get exposed to these old classic games. And I think it's really smart on their part. They also don't have to produce so many discs that may or may not sell and may sit there on the shelf. If they make 100,000 and they only sell 50, then they're going to be stuck with 50,000 sitting around having a hard time selling. I mean, so they're going to make more than that, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. It's smart all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zetch?
I think that there's going to be a lot of speculation. I think people are going to like buy multiple copies and kind of do what Jesus said, just kind of, if that's the case, if it is limited run. But if it does end up switching to a digital platform, then it'd be nice to get. I mean,
well, that's the thing. It is coming out.
Interesting that they would do that if it is just a temporary release.
Yeah. I mean, it is coming out to digital too. It's not just physical, because I pre-ordered it and it was digital. Like I did the digital pre-order. I was like, I don't need physical. I just want it digitally. And so that's the other weird thing. It's like it's a limited run, but like they can make unlimited copies of digital. Like it just seems so bizarre. Like it's not like, it makes sense if it was a physical item, but it's both. It's physical and digital. So to limit it just seems kind of strange.
Well, they're limiting keep in mind, they're limiting the time. They're not limiting the amount of sales on the digital.
Right.
So they're just limiting how long people can be purchasing it.
It's not like a special edition you're buying. It's just like a regular cart, you know?
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Very interesting. I'll be curious to see what happens next year with that. If it literally just disappears and goes away, or if they sell it piecemeal, or maybe it just goes digital only. Maybe it's just leaving physical at that point, and then it just goes digital only after that. Like I could see that, because it doesn't cost them any money to. It costs them, keep up
server, let people download it.
Yeah, right. Like it costs very little compared to what the rest of their operating costs are, I'm sure. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. The next thing that was announced, there will also be a limited run of a Super Mario Bros. Battle Royale called Super Mario Bros. 35, in which 35 players will compete across the game's levels to be the last player standing or running. That starts October 1st and is available only to Nintendo Switch Online subscribers. It also ends March 31st. So that's another limited run game. And now this was confusing, because does that mean after that date you're not allowed to play it? Or does that mean you're just not allowed to claim it and download it? They weren't really clear. But so Battle Royale, we all saw it coming. When they did Tetris 99, it was kind of like, okay, like when's that was a joke. I feel like all the podcasts I was listening to, like, okay, when's the Mario Battle Royale coming? Like, sure enough, like here it is.
There it is. You got an actual Mario Battle Royale, and it looks great. It looks really fun. I totally do it.
That was the most surprising thing. Watching the video, I'm like, oh, okay, that looks awesome. Like it's literally a clone of Tetris 99. Like the same, it looks exactly the same place. Like like the attacks and stuff like that, like the way you attack other people. But it's Mario. Like it looks so cool. Yeah. I don't know. Did you get a chance to see it, JJ? Like the trailer of it, or?
Yeah, no, I saw it. I thought it looked great. I wasn't a fan of Tetris 99 though, so I'm just over the Battle Royale stuff. It first of all, cost me money. I know my kids are going to want to play it. No. They're going to have. I'm sure they'll end up having microtransactions. They're going
They'll have
to
a battle
have
pass,
that
a Mario battle pass.
Of a battle.
Gotta
I'm
get
telling
that.
you, that's the.
Gotta get that Donkey Kong skin.
Look, I'm not worried about paying, $30 or $40 for a game, $50 for a game, if that's the one-time thing. Not a huge deal. I'll pay $60 every month. He doesn't even know this. I'll buy him a game every month for $50. No problem. But it's the constantly hammer me, just bleeding out the stone that's Dad's wallet. You know what I'm talking about? Just bleeding that sucker dry, going, Dad, right now, look, Marvel, man. Oh, they got the Marvel skins. Oh, God, Dad, please, look, Dad, I'll be nice to my sister. I won't punch her in the stomach anymore. I'll pick up the neighbor's dog poop. The neighbor doesn't have a dog. I'll pick up the neighbor's dog. I'll pick up his poop. I'll do anything, Dad. Whatever I got to do. I hate Fortnite. I hate Battle Royales. I hate microtransactions. They're ruining my life.
Oh, man. Yeah, so this one, I doubt this will have a battle pass, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
It's just going to be a regular Thursday night. There's no special skins. There's not going to be any DLC that you can buy, no in-game purchases. It's just going to be what it is, and which is probably why it's a limited run. I don't know. Maybe
again,
Thursday night is still going, so I don't know. Maybe because it's Mario and they want to keep that IP close. You know, they don't want to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm interested in. Is will it be something where if you didn't claim it by that point, you're like it's still playable, but you just can't claim it anymore, or will they actually just shut down the servers? Like, sorry, no more Super Mario Brothers 35. So we'll have to wait until next April and find out. It'll be an interesting year to see what in the world Nintendo does with all these properties that they just announced. An enhanced version of Super Mario 3D World, which launched in 2013 on the Wii U, arrives on February 21st, 2021. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury will involve cooperative multiplayer gameplay, both online and local, and 2 new amiibo figurines will launch alongside the game. So I never played Wii U, never owned a Wii U or anything like that. Now, Bowser's Fury, that was not originally part of the game, right? I think that's a new add-on.
I think it's new.
Brand spanking new. So it's new DLC essentially for a game that was originally made in 2013. Which is kind of cool. Like to have new.
Have you played those? Super Mario World, Super Mario Land?
Super Mario 3D World?
Yeah.
I've only played the the Mario Maker levels. Mario Maker 2. I've never actually played the original Super Mario 3D Worlds.
Well, I'm super excited about this because I have the Super Mario Land for the DS.
Okay.
And it is awesome. It's basically like they took N64 Mario, right? Where it's like this top-down platformer 3D, but then they put it in levels like in old Mario games. Does that make sense? So you start from point A to point B, and then but it's all the level design is basically just chunks of what you'd find in a Mario Odyssey or something like that. It's these piecemeal levels. It's super fun, man. Super fun. I'm super stoked about it. I'll probably get that one over getting the trilogy. Although I think if I'm being honest with myself, I'll probably end up getting the trilogy. Just because I know myself pretty well.
Yeah.
But I'm like, this is a waste of money. Here you go. Here's $60.
So I've never played the Super Mario 3D World because they came out on 3DS as well. I think there was Super Mario 3D World on 3DS.
Super Mario 3D Land is on 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3D World is on the Wii U and 3D Land is on the DS. I have 3D Land on the DS.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. That'll be cool. Be able to play a game that came out, back in 2013. Plus, I don't know. That's always cool when they revisit something. It's a 7-year-old game. By the time it comes out, 8 years old, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's make a new DLC for it. That's really cool.
When are they gonna launch Metroid, man?
Oh man, they need to make that Metroid so that the HD collection or something.
I'm excited. People are excited about Mario. I really am. I know how Mario is such a major staple, groundbreaking staple in gaming in general. But my word, Metroid was kind of the same.
Metroid
like
was
that 2D open world side-scrolling adventure game where you're finding hidden items and you're shooting aliens and you're finding out that the guy that looks like a dude is actually a girl in the end. Like,
yeah, no, Metroid's so good. Like what they made a 2D side scroller Metroid, 2D Metroid. What was that? That was just a few years back, like 3-4 years ago, but it was for 3DS.
it was
like
great.
It was the same year the Switch came out, because I remember everyone thinking, why don't you release this on Switch? Like the Switch literally came out like 4 months ago. Like, why is this coming out on 3DS? Like, I'm surprised they haven't ported that over. That would be incredible. Port over that Zelda or the Metroid game. And and even on top of that, the Metroid Prime trilogy. You know, they're working on the fourth one anyways. Let's get us those an HD remaster, remake, whatever of those original ones. So bad. The last thing announced in the direct was this morning's direct also had more details on the forthcoming Mario Kart Live home circuit, in which players control a real-life kart with their Switch and races against others. Actually, that wasn't the last thing. There's one more thing. But let's talk about this for a second. This is totally like it's super gimmicky, but kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's super cool. Basically, it's a remote control car with a little webcam on it, and you control it with your Switch. So it's like augmented reality. It's AR. It's an AR game. AR. So in your home, you literally have a little race car driving circles around your couch, but on the TV, you actually see, Goombas running around your house and like boos and like ghosts and stuff, and like you're throwing shells at the other cars, and you can make any track you want. Like that's the whole gist of it, right? Is you actually can create any track you want, and then you just play it on your Switch.
Yeah.
While this car is running laps.
Well, no, it's not any track you want. They have like set tracks, so they have a set configurations of tracks, and so you take these little gates. These actual like physical gates, and you set them up around your house or your backyard or wherever you're playing in the configuration that's outlined on your Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Okay. For some reason I thought I thought it was like a build your own type thing, and then you just like would scan it into it or something.
Yeah, no, I think it's these preloaded configurations, and you race those. But whatever you do in the game, like if you get inked or if you get hit with a shell, your cart will stop in real life.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. And so you're seeing your cart on your Switch, but you're also looking up, and there's no shells there. But if you look down, you're seeing your chairs or your floor or whatever inside your Switch. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
It looks so legit.
It's one of those things where it's really cool, but it's also like, oh, well, the person playing the game is just staring at their Switch. Like, they're not actually watching the car. Like, I feel like it's a little... Like, what are the cars for? Like, who's watching the cars? Like, I don't know. The physical cars, this seems so weird to me, because obviously you're focusing on the TV or on your Switch screen. But either way, it's like, oh, it's a remote control Mario Kart.
And it goes like 4-player co-op or more. I don't know. But your friends can come over with their Switches, Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's super like, okay, who's this for? But also, I kind of really want it at the same time. So obviously it's for me.
Best Buy I believe Best Buy had it listed for $100, but it wasn't like confirmed.
Okay.
So it was like, dude, that's an expensive game. $100.
Now, how many of these little remote control cars get destroyed like the first week by like dogs chasing them and just totally
Cats.
I wonder if cats
dude,
just like also
videos.
Oh man.
You get hit by a shell, this cat just comes out and it's like destroys your cart. Look at that in AR.
Oh man, so good. Man. Did you see that one, JJ? The augmented reality thing, or yeah,
but it didn't make a lot of sense to me. But it actually made me think, because my nephew came and stayed with us the weekend, and he and my son each were on their Switches a foot away from each other and talking and playing, and it's so neat to see that. So I actually thought about that. Like, if they were playing something like that, I think they'd have a blast with it. But it was neat to watch them playing right next to each other and putting headsets in so they could talk on the headsets while they're sitting right next to each other. That didn't make a lot of sense to me. What do I know? What do I know?
Kids these days. Now that I think about it, I guess like originally I was kind of thinking, oh, like what's the point of the physical cart? Because you're never going to look at it. But I think the point of it is on your TV screen, like the racetrack is your house. Like that's where the camera is. So I guess that's the point of it is, oh, the racetrack's no longer at like Peach's Castle. It's like, oh, it's your dining room. Like you're driving around and you see like the legs of your chairs, and you go under the table, and then you pop up in the kitchen and come around. Like, okay, but yeah, that makes a little more sense in my head now. That would be pretty fun. Like going underneath like a piano bench or whatever. Just like you're island in your kitchen. Yeah, dodging the dog.
It's not a chain chomp now. It's a dog.
Right?
It's your actual pet at home.
It's your dad's office. Your dad gonna wheel it over?
With his office chair. Oh man. Cool. So here's the last thing that was announced. There will also be a Game & Watch Super Mario Brothers launching in November, which packs 3 classic games into a Game & Watch handheld case plus other features. So this they didn't really. I don't remember exactly. There's no details in this article. But what was it? Just Super Mario Brothers 1? Is that all the game that was on
Super Mario
there?
Brothers 1, and then I think it's got some other stuff on it. It's got it's got the watch side of it. It's got I think it might have some other mini games. It's got some like an actual watch that's a Game & Watch. That's what it was.
Oh,
that's what Game & Watch was.
I get it.
It's a game and it's a watch.
It has a full color screen, that's not normal in Game & Watch, right? Usually it's just black and white, huh?
Yeah.
It just says there's the Game & Watch's clock has 35 little touches to discover. So there is a clock in it, and there's a little 35 secrets you have to discover with the clock.
Secret compartments? Like do I need a special decoder ring?
Who knows? It looks like it's going to sell for about $50. It does look pretty sweet. Looks pretty sweet, but I don't know if I necessarily need it.
I wonder, do either of you guys see yourself getting that? It sounds like a money grab. It sounds like, hey, here's the IP.
No, you know what this is? This is a gift you get your kids for Christmas.
Or for that collector in your life.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
This is a collector's item.
Yeah, I gotta have a Mario game. Like, oh, you know who rides the bus a lot? Well, back when we were allowed to ride the bus.
When we were allowed to? Here it is. Okay.
Anymore. Old man's edge.
So I found it in the article here. So it includes Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers: The Lost Levels.
Oh, that's
so it also
right.
has.
I remember seeing that in the direct.
And it also has the original Game & Watch classic Ball, but it's rethemed around everyone's favorite Italian plumber. So it's like the old Ball game on Game & Watch, but instead of the normal Game & Watch character, it's Mario's head.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's
cool.
That was quite a bit that they announced this last week. And again, there was a lot of naysayers out there, but I was pretty hyped. There's a lot of cool stuff, interesting stuff. And I was glad to at least hear something from Nintendo, because we have heard very little this year. And I'm glad they're at least coming out with something by the end of the year. And this was something we all kind of speculated at the beginning of the year. We're like, well, Mario's anniversary is coming up. How much do you bet there's going to be some sort of, collection? So I'm glad it's real. Like this is the first time, those rumors, and all those speculations and opinions, at least our opinions have come true. So I'm excited. It feels good.
I expect New Year's you have the watch on, because I'm thinking you're getting that for Christmas somehow or another, Garrett.
No, definitely not.
Grandma Bates,
if someone wants to get it from me, I would not be opposed to receiving one as a gift, but I will not be purchasing one.
In my opinion, I got a feeling this is actually going to be kind of the killer. Like, a lot of this Mario stuff coming out, I feel it's going to be the killer app for Nintendo this holiday season, especially with some of the delays that PlayStation and Xbox have seen. I think it'll probably be the thing that'll probably end up. I think Nintendo's going to outsell. It's going to at least outsell Xbox this holiday.
Mm-hmm. Now, yes, yeah. I heard this speculation from someone else, but how viable do you guys think this is, that Nintendo is not only dropped this stuff when they did, but also they're having the limited run thing to boost sales and kind of in this time of, Xbox and PlayStation come out with a new console. Do you think that's, I don't know, even remotely like viable, like a reason why they maybe doing the limited run thing? Like, hey, if we make it limited run, we're going to get all these killer sales through the winter, fighting up against these other consoles that are other, coming out with new next gen consoles. Like, does that, you think it's even like remotely like makes sense? Or I don't know. To me, I was like, I could see it, but I don't know. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think it could work.
Yeah, no, it
makes sense.
It's a valid argument. They're doing something as opposed to just sitting quietly in the background while Xbox and PlayStation hog all the glory right before Christmas. I mean,
right.
Nintendo wants some of that Christmas money. I mean, you have to think like Zach was saying, that more than likely that's going to be the Christmas gift that people who are huge Mario fans, that their families are going for this Christmas, for the kid that doesn't have one already. Go and grab one for little Johnny for Christmas. I think it's smart. They're trying to get some of that holiday spending money that Xbox and PlayStation kind of already have projected they're going to corner the market on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation are all, we've discussed this before on the show. There are three companies that are gaming companies, but they're doing it all very different ways now. Nonetheless, their audience is still, especially during the holidays, primarily isn't as segmented as it's going to be throughout the rest of the year. So they only have a set amount of money to spend, especially in a year like this. So it makes sense that Nintendo would be like, okay, well, Mario kid-friendly games are the most accessible games, and everybody, adult and kids and children, love Mario. So, if you only have a set amount, are you going to buy the new PlayStation 5 that has like maybe one game on it you want to play, or are you going to get the triple pack Mario game? It's going to,
And not only that, but not only do they have that competition of it's a Mario game, but also if I don't get it now, it's not available later on. Like that too. I think that's a huge deal too, is like, oh, you have to buy it this Christmas or you may not get it, kind of thing. Like, I wonder
the Mario Kart thing comes out like what, October? Was it like this year?
It was the end of this year sometime. Let me bring up that article.
It's like all the stuff they announced is like it's happening like now. Like it's happening super soon. Super Mario soon.
Super Mario
duper.
Soon.
Whoa.
October 16th. My birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Garrett.
And it does say it's been confirmed for $99.99, so $100. You can either buy a Mario set or a Luigi set. Oh, so it's $100 and you only get one car.
What?
Ooh. How much are the carts gonna be? How much are those gonna be? Oh
man, that'd be so boring. You have to buy two.
Yeah, that would suck.
Oh man, if each cart's like what, $50, $60 a piece?
Oh, at least.
Oh man, it's so disappointing. That's gonna be so much fun. I got 3 kids, guys. Granted, we only have one Switch.
It can cost you a lot.
I need to buy more Switches.
You might have to just go buy more Switches. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I'm not doing that.
You went for it.
I'm not doing that.
Go switch lines, man. The kids are getting old enough. They deserve to have. Come on. Be a good dad for a change.
I am a good dad by making sure that they don't game every day and every second of their life.
Oh, I suck then. I am the worst dad on planet Earth. You guys already know this.
Read a book. Go read a book.
My kids are really illiterate. Oh my gosh. Garrett, are you really their dad?
What?
That makes a lot of sense now. They're illiterate, dude. I know how to read, and you don't, and then my kids don't know how to read. It's obvious. Where were you? No, I'm just kidding.
Science adds up.
Yeah.
Anyways, next news article. Call of Duty Warzone has all vehicles temporarily removed due to game-breaking glitch. Call of Duty Warzone has a new game-breaking glitch that has caused Infinity Ward to temporarily remove all vehicles from Warzone and plunder. As reported by VGC, this glitch is caused when players take any vehicle into a certain point of Warzone's map. This will cause the game server to crash, which will kick all players out of the match. Oh man, that's like really bad. YouTuber JGod, I'm guessing that's how his name is, JGOD, breaks down this new glitch without showing exactly how to accomplish it, as, like he mentioned, it's just a frustrating thing that doesn't even give the players performing the glitch an advantage. Infinity Ward has confirmed that a playlist update has been rolled out to all platforms to remove all vehicles from Warzone, but it has yet to give a time frame when they will return. This is another bug that has impacted the hugely popular Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Warzone, but is a bit different from the previous one that was turning players' guns into terrifying black cubes that made it very difficult to see and play a proper match. These issues will undoubtedly be fixed shortly, and players will be able to drive vehicles again in Call of Duty Warzone. That's really funny. I missed that other glitch about guns turning into black cubes.
I saw it popping up on my Twitter feed, but I was like, oh, that's so weird. I wonder if that's like a weird mod.
yeah, I
like
did this on purpose. You can't see anything. Man, so yeah, Call of Duty's been going through it because I feel like I haven't played Warzone in a long time, but I feel like it was just like a month or two ago. There was a lot of people complaining about balancing issues with like different guns and stuff like that. So it was like really unfair. Like, oh, if someone had a certain gun, they were just like owning. And then now, the gun glitch, this car glitch. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's what's going on with Warzone. I feel like for so long they were kind of killing it, and now is it something where they're maybe messing with things a little too much? These 100 gig updates too much for people's systems. Yeah, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts?
It's Call of Duty. It's Infinity Ward.
It's Call of Duty. Yeah.
It's not like they're losing players really by like. I mean, I don't know where they're at as far as like where battle royales stand, like as far as concurrent players. But I feel
like it's probably up there.
It's got to be really high. I know that it's got to be really high. I don't know if it's better than Fortnite or better than PUBG, but
I'm sure it's better than PUBG.
High. So, well, if it's better than PUBG, then they really don't got a whole lot to worry about. I mean, whoops.
Yeah.
You made a mistake. You fix it.
That's what's most interesting to me, though, is like in a company like Infinity War, like making such kind of big mistakes. Like these seem like kind of huge flaws. Like how does something like that squeak through? Is it because they're not working on a current game right now? I was going to say, like, maybe is it something where they're like distracted now, like starting up the development for their next game or something? Like how does something like both of these bugs and glitches and the balancing issues a couple months ago, how do things like that squeak through a company like Infinity Ward, especially when it's been so polished up till now?
I'm sure there's a good reason for it, but I mean, I'm not a developer.
Yeah,
but
I guess. Yeah, none of us are. I guess we're all just kind of, winging it here when we're talking about development stuff. But like, I guess, I mean, do you think COVID has really impacted maybe development that much? Like working from home, like not being in the same room with all their peers, maybe is making it that much harder? Or
could be it. They could have had to. I don't know if they've had to lay anybody off. I mean, usually when your game launches, you got all the stuff done, then you kind of just have your team just kind of work on. You trim down the team just to kind of like put it in maintenance mode.
Right.
It's kind of what you need. And so maybe they're trying to do all this work with like a smaller team. Could be an option. Could be a reason. Maybe just have a guy named Jerry, and Jerry just really sucks at his job. But
Jerry's usually suck.
Because the dang union, they can't get rid of him. So they're stuck with this terrible dev.
There's one guy named Jerry right now who's like listening to the podcast that works for them. He's like, oh man, I knew it was me. Yeah. Oh, how did Zetch find out? I didn't know.
Well,
that's horrible, Zetch.
Find out Tuesday.
Find out Tuesday. But yeah, I'm sure all this will be fixed.
Jerry.
Freaking Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry.
Like you said, Zetch, I'm sure all this will be fixed very soon, and in another couple of weeks there will either be a new thing or people will forget about this. But it is funny nonetheless. Like reading about that gun glitch kind of made me chuckle, and then the fact like, oh, there's one very specific spot you drive a car to, and then the whole game just shuts down. Like, oh, okay, cool.
Can't take it.
So funny. Okay, next and final news story here. Shenmue anime announced for Crunchyroll and Adult Swim. During the Digital Crunchyroll Expo, the anime streaming company announced it is teaming up with Adult Swim to produce an anime adaptation of Shenmue. Shenmue will be a 13-episode series based on the video game franchise where protagonist Ryu, is that right? What, you put this in? So Zetch did the show notes this week. I thought you maybe knew something about Shenmue.
I know it's super popular, and it's...
Oh my goodness.
I've never played it.
Rio, it's either Rio or Ryu. Ryu Hazuki sets out to get...
Spell it.
Ryo.
Real.
Rio.
Rio.
Okay. Ryo
Of course, this is
Hazuki.
going off of American phonetics, so we really don't know that for sure.
Well,
I have no idea.
If Ryu from Street Fighter is Ryu.
Right.
Ryo. Logically speaking, okay,
Rio.
based
Rio.
off of my English,
some people
skills.
say Ryu. Some people say Ryu. They may be
Ryu
wrong,
is wrong.
just...
In the game, they call him Ryu. The game is Ryu. The characters in the game are like, hey, Ryu. What's up, Ryu? I'm going to kill you, Ryu. You know?
They do say that.
They do.
Do they? Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. I never played.
Oh, Street Fighter is actually the free game of the month.
Yeah, PlayStation Plus, Street Fighter 5. Go get it.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was going to give you my copy.
And PUBG.
Don't worry about
Why would I want that? Why would I want PUBG?
Because PUBG is fun for what it is.
It is a lot more strategic than Fortnite is. Better.
That's why I always enjoyed PUBG more than Fortnite back in the day, because it was way more strategic, planning things out, slow pace compared to like the run gun of even like Warzone and Fortnite stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the worst people to be talking about this. We should have an expert on here. Like we need to have Adrian on here. Our Patreon.
Shenmue came out on the Dreamcast.
Yes.
Right. Shenmue 1 and 2. Then Shenmue 3 got like funded for like millions of dollars in like seconds.
Right.
And then took forever to come out. Ended up not being that good based off.
Oh, so it did come out?
Pretty sure.
Shenmue
check it
3.
out. Fact check me on that. But anyway, Shenmue, everybody knows it as this JRPG on the Dreamcast. Just interesting to note, it was a really slow news week. It wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, no. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
So we can kind of touch and go on this. But
67 Metacritic score.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Anyways, Crunchyroll and Adult Swim are working with the game's creator, Yu Suzuki, who will serve as executive producer. So that's always a good sign. When someone who made the game, produced the game, directed the game, whatever, if there's some way tied to the game, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
It's when you get like some random dude, it's kind of like, well, could be good, could be bad. You know, it's always worrisome. So that's I'm sure fans of the franchise are very excited about that, to have someone who's directly connected will be part of that. The world of Shenmue is fascinating and unique, and we are so excited to partner with Yu Suzuki to bring his epic creation to anime and make a kick-ass martial art epic, said Adult Swim Vice President Jason DeMarco in a statement. Sakurai Chikara will direct the Shenmue series animated by so the guy who directed One Punch Man is going to be directing Shenmue.
Oh, nice.
And everything I've ever heard about One Punch Man is it's one of the best animes out there. So
yeah, one of my buddies, Trenton, loves One Punch Man.
Like, so there you go.
Yeah.
So
the
creator of the game is going to be part of it, and the director from One Punch Man. So it could be a good one. One.
You know, this kind of ties back to Shadow Ranger's question at the beginning of, movies and TV shows adapted to games.
Game tie-ins, yeah.
Dude, game tie-ins are now making their way over to like TVs and movies, like more like in good quality, like good version. Like I think of like Castlevania on Netflix.
Castlevania is so good.
The Witcher.
I haven't had The Witcher. I haven't had a chance to get through season 3 of Castlevania. I haven't had a chance to get to it.
Was season 3?
Yeah, season 3 dropped months ago.
How did I miss that?
Months. I think it came out like in March.
What the heck?
But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting because
well, I know what I'm watching.
Well, there was this whole coronavirus thing that happened, Garrett. So you've kind of been preoccupied.
Yeah, I've been kind of busy since kind of March. So yeah. Crazy. I'm excited now.
Yeah,
man, more Castlevania.
I'm excited. I've been watching The Boys. The Boys is back on Amazon.
Is back.
Oh man, guys, it's so stinking good. Anyway, we can talk about that later. But anyway, that's my shots on Shenmue.
Yeah, thank you for your professional insight into Shenmue.
Yeah.
You to be honest, you probably know way more about it than I do. I knew it was an old game. I didn't remember it was on Sega, so Sega Dreamcast.
Exclusive. So it was like locked on there.
Crazy. I think it's time for our Patreon ad. Alrighty, guys. So if you are loving the content we're dishing out here and want to support us monthly, you can head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. For just starting out at $1 a month, you can get episodes early, ad-free. That's right. Tonight, after we finish recording, I edit real quick, upload those suckers. So say you work night shift at a factory, welding water filtration devices, like our buddy... dude, you're freaking me out so bad. Yeah, so or you're on the other side of the pond, just like Dan James over there.
It's called an ocean.
Or you work on the honey, or if you work on the honey wagon, and the honey wagon is that poop truck that comes up to porta potties with the big hose and sucks out the poo-poo out of those porta potties. Even if you do that for a living, you can still support us on Patreon.
Do I was talking about people who would get it like tonight after I post it. Do those people normally work at night?
Oh yeah, you don't want people sucking out poo-poo right during the middle of the day when everybody's pooping. Like, what if you're in the poo-poo potty when they throw the hose in there and start trying to suck that stuff out? They call that thing the honey wagon because it stinks so bad. I'm just saying. So what we want those kind of people that have really crappy lives. Pardon the pun, but we want them to be happy. You see what I did there?
Yeah. So just $1
we want
a
them
month.
To be able to...
You could be supporting us. You can get those episodes early and ad-free. And,
it doesn't stink. And it doesn't stink.
Most of the time.
Well, let's be honest.
We also have our $5 level where you can get our show notes early. Check out what we're going to be talking about that night. Leave your comments on there. We might even read them on the show. $10, you get a shout out on the show. That makes you a sponsor of our show. Support us at $10 a month, and you get the show early, notes, shout out, and that leads us to our $15 a month tier. That is our Patreon producer tier, just like our homeboy Adrian Holmes. He is the man, $15 a month, and that gets you everything I mentioned previously, and you're a producer, so you can pitch show segments. You can tell us to do whatever you want, and we'll probably do it to the best of our ability. You
can have any 2 items out of our fridge, like any two items, just out of our fridge right away.
There's not much in there. There's a gallon of orange juice and some cream cheese.
Leftover lasagna. Yeah.
And some leftover rice, very dry, crusty rice.
That's all. Out of mine. Yeah, I have a couple ice cubes I can give you.
One time, Garrett gave one of our producers a foot rub. And so if you support us in the $15 tier, he will give you a 45-minute foot rub once a month. And he does virtually. Though, because coronavirus. Virtually.
It's a virtual foot rub. Yeah, it's kind of, think like ASMR, but you put the headphones on your feet. So I just talk sweet nothings into your toes. Yeah, guided. Close your eyes, put your headphones in your ears, and I just talk you through as if I'm rubbing your feet. And now I'm getting in there deep in between your toes. I'm really getting in there. I'm getting that toe jam. Getting that toe jam out of there.
You have a corn on one foot. Your corn. I'm rubbing that corn right now. Ooh,
all right, well, I'm going to go.
It got dirty really fast. It's like Garrett starts grabbing his collar. He got excited. A little too much. Got a foot thing, Garrett, apparently. Not there's anything wrong with that.
Also supporting us on Patreon, you can get our Super Gamer Book Club. That's our working title. Once a month, starting this month on the 24th, we will be releasing that. Hopefully, as long as we all finish the game on time. BioShock 1.
We will finish it on time because we're professionals.
Yes, we will.
Yes. You overestimate JJ. Overestimate JJ. So yeah, support us over there. So that way, when that comes out, you'll get it immediately. Pop right in your feed. You can listen to us talk about BioShock 1, and we're trying to figure out a system for people to be able to vote for those future games too. We want people to be able to choose what our next games will be. we have the system. It'll just be through Patreon. It's easy. What we're having the hiccup on is how are we all going to get access to these games? That's our problem and not yours, though. But support us over there, and we would love your support to keep this awesome, show rolling down the road, full speed ahead, no looking back. JJ hanging out the window with his tongue out. Crazy nonsense. That's what the show is. Alrighty, let's get back to the show. Alrighty, so some new releases here for you guys. Very, very abridged new releases, but really, these are the ones that matter right here. These are the ones
that matter.
That matter. Marvel's Avengers came out officially. That was Friday, right? That's Friday release.
Yeah.
I think it was Friday. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. It came out last Friday, and NBA 2K21. Don't know when that came out, but it's out. Probably no one really cares. People don't like basketball. No one cares about basketball. Yeah, so those are the new releases. I think it's time we get to what you've been playing, because some of us have been playing some of these games.
True.
Zech, you go first.
Okay.
Unprecedented. I know. JJ always goes first, but this time Zech go first.
Okay, so I finished Ghost of Tsushima, got the Platinum Trophy. First ever Platinum Trophy on PlayStation. So, thank you. Guys, that game, I know I've been praising that game since the moment I started playing it. My ultimate conclusion, okay, I'll be brief because I actually want to talk about Tony Hawk. Is that Ghost of Tsushima doesn't exactly do anything new in terms of open world games, right? I mean, it really kind of sticks to the formula of, you got your main quest, you got your side missions, you got ways to level up some of your base abilities, like, some of your stealth skills, or find new throwables, new the equivalent of guns would be archery. So you have two different types of bow and arrows you use, and then like different types of arrows for those bows, like an explosive tip or like a fire tip, or But and like a gajillion collectibles. So
a gajillion.
But what Ghost of Tsushima does right is that it kind of is like the greatest hits of all those different things, right? So it's like, okay, yeah, you got a gajillion collectibles, but you know what? We're gonna taper it, make it manageable. You got a lot of different places you got to go liberate, but you know what? We're gonna just be like, we get it. You don't got all the time in the world, so we're gonna keep that to I felt like the game never gave me. I never felt overwhelmed. I never felt like I was having to hunt down, 87 feathers just to have them. Like what do these even do? Oh, you stick them in a box. That's it.
In a box.
And you get a trophy. that was pointless. Like everything
Assassin's
you get
Creed too.
Yeah, and everything you get in that game, actually, you find these shrines. The shrines power up your charms. The charms use can end up, giving you better stealth abilities, or better, aiming, better knocking, better reload speeds for your, all this different stuff. So it helps, right?
That's pretty cool.
You find different vanity gear, different skins, basically, for your sword and your armor and your hats and stuff. And then you find all the other collectibles in it would be, hot springs, which increase your health, or these climbing shrine things that will, you get to the top, you get, some other like resources and stuff like that. Like, it made it all worth it. So in that regard, it doesn't do anything new. It just does them right.
Right.
Huh.
That's cool.
The story in it, definitely gripping. I never felt bored. Like, the main story was really good. The side missions did get a little boring. Like they felt a little bit of my work. By the time you were done with them, you're like, okay, that was good. I'm happy I stuck it out. But if I wasn't going for the trophy in it, there was a few of them I probably would have been like, wow, whatever. I don't want to do this. Swordplay was really good. They did a good job of sticking to like the one weapon and then centering all your new moves around that weapon. So it wasn't like, oh, you got a new thing now. Here's a bunch of stuff you could do with that. So you're kind of able to kind of strategize just around the one weapon and approach, each situation with that, like with the different stances, and you can level up different stances to unlock a few different moves. It's great. It's a great game, guys.
Nice.
I really enjoyed my time with it. I did not check my completion time. I want to say I must have spent like at least 40 hours getting through it. And
that's not bad for a platinum.
Yeah. I got to go back and check. I don't know. I could have been like 60 or 80. But
that seems pretty short, but I mean, you are a pro gamer, so
I'm not. Plausible. I've never made that claim on the show. I'm not a pro gamer. I'm a dad.
I'm putting it out into the universe now.
We've claimed it for you.
No, Garrett. I'm pretty sure Garrett's a better gamer than me. Like we would playing through Paper Mario. He's like, "Oh, I got there in like no time." I'm like, "What? Oh man, you're ahead of me. I started before you."
so Ghost of Tsushima, according to How Long to Beat, the completionists run 55 hours on average.
Is that the trophy run? Because there's a lot of collectibles you can get in there without needing to collect. Oh, really? The trophy. Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't say. It just says completionist. Okay. Doesn't really. There's to just do the main story. Most people did it in 22.
Yeah.
It says main story plus extras, whatever that means, 41 hours, and then completionist is 55 and 12 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I spent about 40 hours.
Okay. So maybe that main plus extras is more like the platinum, and then the completionist is all the other stuff that you don't need.
Yeah. But great game. I highly recommend anybody pick it up, especially if it goes on sale this holiday season. Don't pass it up.
If it goes on sale, it's instant buy for me for sure.
For a nerd, what I like to call my nerd dad game, like it's the perfect dad game. Like none of the missions were even that long. Like if you want to just jump in and do a side quest real quick, the side quest missions aren't that long. They're like they're pretty repetitive. Like you can get them done in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Nice.
You go to the location. You scout. You look around the area. You follow the tracks of where somebody ran away. And you go kill that guy, and then or maybe fight off a bunch of other guys. But that's kind of like the formula for each of these like side missions that they did. It's like you go here, you look around, you find some clues as to what happened.
Yeah.
And then those clues take you over here, and then you do some fighting, and then that's it. And you go on to the next mission.
Okay.
So that's what kind of got kind of old for me. But
yeah.
It was an excellent game.
That's awesome.
Very, very emotional ending.
Congrats on the platinum.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Even I don't even have a platinum yet, and I'm like the biggest Sony pony here, so I kind of feel like a failure a little bit. But
you're kind of a poser. That's what I would call it. Poser.
Well,
some would call it a fake gamer. I don't know if that applies here, Garrett. Fake gamer. It's pretty accurate.
Okay. Well, what else have you been playing, Zech?
I've been playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2.
Yes. So good.
Oh my gosh, guys. So I know Garrett, you probably got a lot of thoughts on this. I've already talked a lot. So let me just say right out the gate. This is how you do a remaster. Okay. Similar to that same vein of Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is how you do a remaster. You stick to everything that made the first one great that everybody loved. You keep a lot of those the soundtrack the same. You keep the maps the same. You try to keep the mechanics the same, and they did it. They did it, and then
100%.
And there was like, okay, here's the base. This is what everything we love. Is what everybody loves about it. This is what it was, right? That's everything I just said.
For 2 whole games, so not just one game. It's like Tony Hawk 1 and Tony Hawk 2 feel perfect.
And then you build on top of those. So as long as your core stuff is good, everything else is gravy, man. And it is so great. So great. Perfect blend of old music with the new music and stats. I just got to the downhill jam level.
Okay.
On Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. Mm-hmm. And it's great. I did not mess around with like creating my skater yet. I've just been trying to like max out Tony Hawk, trying to get the achievement. And then but yeah, man, I'm loving it. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
So I'm right there with you. I am loving what they've done with this remake remaster. Because they 100% just took Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and up-resed them to 4K. Honestly, the first time I jumped into it, it felt and looked exactly almost like how you imagine the original kind of feeling and looking. Like
Yeah.
in your imagination when you think back to playing the original on PS1, this what you see in this game is like, oh yeah, no, that's what I imagine. That's like at night when I dream about it, like that's what I saw. And like that's what's so cool. It's like what you always, because it obviously didn't look like that. Like on PS1, it's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But then yeah, so playing this is like, oh, it just feels so natural because oh yeah, this is what it's always looked like and felt like in a good way. Like I don't know if that makes sense, but so like the nostalgia factor is there, but also yeah, they took all the good parts. Like it feels good to control a certain way, and they kept those controls that worked. Like those things worked for so long. In some of the later games, they tried to change things and it messed things up. Like don't, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Don't mess with it because that usually messes it up.
Yeah.
And so he just went back to the original. Like, hey, this is how your skateboard works. You know, triangle for lip tricks, circle for vert tricks, and square for is the grab tricks, right? And doing the combos. The maps are beautiful, like almost spot on recreations of some of these. It's like surprising. Like when I was doing the school one, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like I love how you start up on the roof just like you did in the original ones, jump down, all the same secret areas, warehouse right off the bat. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go up in that secret room. I guarantee you there's something up there. Sure enough, secret tape up there. I'm like, perfect. Yes, I knew it. It just feels so good. I love the maps. I love the controls. And yeah, some of the stuff that they've added, like so the soundtrack, it's not all 100% the original soundtrack. Which on one hand, I'm like, oh, it's
the greatest hits. It's the greatest hits.
But you're right, it is the greatest hits. But there was something about like I don't know, I kind of had hoped we'd at least get the original and then maybe like a few extra like updated tracks and stuff like that. But I'm glad they at least were able to get the greatest hits back. Like so, it's not 100% all the original stuff is there. But yeah, as soon as the game fires up and in comes Guerrilla Radio by Rage Against the Machine, I'm like, heck yes, I'm in. And I'm like, yes, give it to me. Right into my veins. Tony Hawk, and it's all like the old VHS. Everything's like totally 90s themed, like VHS tape, like grainy. It's so good. But some of the things they've added. So they added multiplayer mode, which I didn't actually touch. You touched a little bit, so maybe you can talk about that in a second. But I feel like it's way more customized with the way you can customize like your tricks and stuff like that. Like you can have set up special tricks. And again, like it's been over 20 years since I've played the original one, so I don't remember exactly. I don't think you could do that before, where you can customize it like down to even the basic tricks. So like your special tricks, you can unlock slots and have up to like 8 special tricks for either your character or one of the characters they provide, like Tony Hawk and all the pro skaters and stuff. Yes, Bucky. But even like the basic tricks. So like, oh, I don't really like doing diagonal down, bottom right corner double circle for like an airwalk or something. I want to change it just to up and circle. Then you can do that. Like everything is totally customizable. You can map any trick to any button, any combo. I'm like, that's really cool, because if you have like a certain move set you're going for say you're going into a competition to do some heats, like okay, I'm going to plan out my run. So first I'm going to hit the vert, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to grind, then I'm going to do that. You can just map everything to super easy buttons to hit, and instead of trying to remember all these complicated combos, just jump in and be like, no, I planned out my whole heat and I'm going to get first place, no problem. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. What are your thoughts on the multiplayer? Because you played a little bit, right?
Yeah, so multiplayer is I'm not good at multiplayer, so I just got smashed. Okay. But I did like how easy and accessible and quick everything was. Like it was I loaded into a match pretty quick because obviously everybody's playing it. But I did the quick playlist mode. So basically it's just like these 2-minute sessions, and for each session it's a different game mode. So 1 2-minute session will be graffiti. So, how many surfaces can you tag with a trick? And then another session will be just trick attack. Whoever has the highest score at the end of it wins. Or another one would be whoever can hit 100,000 point combo first wins. And then if you're going for like the longest combo, then they have like overtime still. You have like 30 seconds of overtime to finish your trick.
Okay,
yeah. You know what I mean? So it was really well done. It felt really fair. You had like 8 people in like a match.
Okay.
But it didn't feel crowded. You know? Like it didn't feel like I was like rubbing into people. So it
Okay.
was actually pretty it's a pretty well done multiplayer. I really want to play single player as co-op. I haven't had a chance to play local co-op. I'm excited about that because
There's local co-op?
there's local co-op, yeah.
Oh. I didn't flip through too many of the menus. I was just like, I just jumped right in. I was like, I gotta get into Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Oh man,
But
yeah.
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, no local co-op, I was really excited about that.
Yeah. I like the challenge system. They have challenges, and by completing those challenges and leveling up your character, you get money. You get money to spend in the store. And from what I can tell from the store, they said there wasn't going to be microtransactions, right? I feel like they previously said there won't be microtransactions. The way the store is set up, they could very easily switch that and have microtransactions, because it looks like it's going to be something where it's like at least the way it's set up, it's very reminiscent of other storefronts from, other games, that we all see and know, like even Fortnite, where it's going to be like, every week it might be like, oh, okay, new stuff in the store, go check it out, get new outfits, get new hats, get new stickers, new skateboards, like grip tape, stuff like that. Which I'm excited. I'm not excited about the possibility of microtransactions, but I am excited. Like, oh, I can level up my character, keep gaining this money through competitions and like completing levels and stuff, and then keep customizing my character and like just the back and forth. Like, oh, I can change them. Okay, now I can earn my money. Now I can go customize them some more. Because that was always the best part in the old games too, is building your own character, having your deck, your grip tape, your colors, your outfits, whatever you're like. I immediately created a character. Obviously, I was I think I did like the warehouse level with Tony Hawk. I'm like, okay, I need my character now. Like I'm making my dude, and immediately it was like shirtless with a bunch of tattoos and like the checkered board, just like stereotypical like skateboard, like black and white Dickies shorts, with Vans. And I was just like, yeah, my purple skateboard, skate deck. And I'm like, okay, this is me. So I'm really loving this game. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, the challenge system's great, a leveling up system, and I'm excited to play more. I'm loving it so much.
I got it on Xbox, so bummer we can't play together.
Oh, why did you do that?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah.
Because it's better. I like playing it with an actual useful controller.
That's the other thing that I realized real quick is, it's been 20 years since I played like a skateboarding game. It's really hard. Like when it's like the only game you play every day for your entire childhood there, you get really good at it. It just becomes muscle memory and you're killing it with the combos. I can't do a combo for the life of me. I think I can get up to like, I can barely get two tricks in, and then maybe I make it. Most of the time I crash. I am having a hard time relearning controls and relearning how to do like good combos, getting those big bulky combos, like lots of points, stuff like that. It's hard to relearn that again after like 20 years of not touching a skateboarding game. It's hard.
I used to be, no joke, I know I've said this before because it's the only thing I can really brag about, but I used to be really freaking good. Like I was like the best. I am not the best now, guys. I am not good. I am not good at this game. No. I'll jump into that match and like I know I'm like never gonna be the best like a multiplayer match, because some of those guys you're playing with like the legit best. In my own little bubble in high school, I was unbeatable. Nobody could beat me. But that was back in the day before there was even internet. So
right.
But I do know that I can jump in now, and I am not nearly. I'm just a figment of my once great persona. Whatever big word I can put in there to make myself sound cool. But,
so good though. I highly recommend everyone go out and get the remake if you enjoyed the games previously. It's I feel like it's a must buy. Like come on, what are you waiting for? Like it's a perfect remake, like you said, right alongside that Final Fantasy VII-esque like remake level. Like that's where we're at right now. I mean, people are giving it like 9s, 8s, 9s across the board on the reviews, so it's killer.
Well, and it's been really fun too. This is the last thing I'll say is that my kids, they don't know who Tony Hawk is, right? they're like, to them, Tony Hawk is just the name of the game. So I was
Right.
like, dude, Tony Hawk, they're like, he's real. He's a real person. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. So I YouTubed like Tony Hawk's like greatest moments, like when he did the 900 or when he built the spiral ramp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all that's crazy stuff. And then I showed him Bob Brunquist videos in the mega ramp. Like, I go, Isaac, you think he's afraid? He's like, no. I was like, he's afraid every time. And then sure enough, like right after I say that, he was in an interview. He's like, oh yeah, I'm afraid every time.
So good.
So it's been cool being able to introduce my kids to legendary skateboarding.
It's fun.
You know, through the game. So anyway.
So fun. JJ, what have you been playing?
So I've been playing BioShock, but I'm not going to talk about that on the show right now because we'll be talking about that on that special book club version of the Patreon-supported Super Gamer Boys. But what I have been watching as of late, I have finally bit the bullet. And I've watched 2 different shows, The Umbrella Academy and The Boys. And here's the deal. Guys, I was missing out big time on both of these gems. The Umbrella Academy is absolutely incredible.
Good.
I'm partway through the first season, and it's just been absolutely insane. Earlier today, I was like, okay, I've got some free time. I want to talk about something new, something fresh on the show. I could talk all about how much I love the Umbrella Academy, but I really want to check out The Boys, and man, am I glad I did. It is totally different. The kids could not be anywhere near the room when I'm watching this show.
Not a kid-friendly show.
Not at all. I watched, but here's the thing about that show. The Boys is so good, and it's right now streaming on Amazon Prime. I watched the first episode of season 1, and I didn't have the ability to watch the second episode because the kids were up and everything else. But man, I really, really wanted to. I mean, it's addicting when you're into that show. It's done so well that I was like, oh man, I was fiending to be able to watch some more. Plus, it was 112 outside today, so I mean, I was like, I just want to hang out,
crazy,
just do nothing but watch this show. It's absolutely incredible. Zach, you couldn't have been more right. That show is so good. I don't know if you watch it with your wife at all.
It's not her jam.
Because there's some moments in there where it's like, wow, okay, all right, wasn't prepared for that. But absolutely incredible show.
The first,
if you guys haven't seen it, go watch. Yeah,
okay,
I'm sure it gets better. It's got to get better. It's just incredible.
I just want your reaction on the first 10 minutes.
The first 10 minutes are blow your mind insane crazy.
It's man.
So the thing is, I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but I'll tell you the premise of the show essentially for season 1 with the first episode of The Boys. It's in a world where superheroes are kind of the norm. They're kind of the norm. So yeah, it's set in 2020. It's kind of the norm where there is a lot of superheroes, several hundred or whatever superheroes throughout the world. But there's a select 7. They're like the main superheroes that are like think the NBA
Boys.
Superstars. Yeah, they're like they're like the Justice League or like the Avengers or like this giant
the Umbrella Academy
conglomeration of huge superheroes that are together. And no, not like the Umbrella Academy, but
not like Umbrella Academy at all.
Not at all. But there are superheroes that are like megastars, essentially. The whole world knows about each one of them. And as one retires, they must end up bringing in a new superhero to fill that role. And so there's a young lady who has superheroes named Starlight. That's her superhero name. And she's when she gets angry, she's able to like glow like a star, and just blind anybody around her. It's like so much power and whatever. And so she's always wanted to be in this group of the 7. And it's just, man, I don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but it's worth a watch. It's unbelievable because you see what the real world would be like with superheroes. So I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. And the monetization of these people, it's like there's this conglomeration behind them that monetizes them and uses them for advertising sports drinks and Gatorade and whatever. And it's like
it's movies.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. They also end up having contracts with different cities. This major corporation has contracts with major cities, so every major city in the United States can have their very own superhero. So they'll talk to somebody about, hey, what if we had this superhero come and he'll serve a 3-year term in your city? And like at one point they're talking to about a black superhero, and they're like, look, he fits your demo. He's also agreeable with Caucasians, 57%. He would be perfect for your city. We can work him out for a 3-year contract. And it's like you just kind of get the inner workings of like an agreement with this evil corporation that's being headed up by Elizabeth Shue. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible though. It's the way that it's done is very tongue in cheek, and it's pretty neat, man. You gotta check the show out. I'm really glad that I gave it a try, and I can't wait to get in and finish the rest of season 1 and then jump right into season 2. And I'm happy that I waited because I've got season 2 to look forward to. I am like you said, I didn't have to wait. So that's always the good thing about waiting. It's like
It's awesome.
So. Yeah, no, I was able to get through it. So they only dropped 3 episodes of The Boys on Friday, so I was able to get through the first one, and then I was working on the second one, and then my internet died.
No.
So I was like, dang it. So then I went back and played Ghost of Tsushima and then finished that game the next day. But so I still have like 1 3/4 episodes to finish before next Friday when the next episode comes out. So
nice.
Yeah, guys.
Nice.
The Boys. It's very R. So
very R.
Very R. It's a very hard R. I can't emphasize how R the show gets.
There's some frontal male nudity within like the first 15-20 minutes of the show, I think. It could be a little later than that. But
is there frontal male nudity?
It's pretty. Yeah, at one point. The invisible guy ends up materializing. The deep,
yeah, translucent.
He's in the bathroom.
No, translucent. Yeah. Translucent.
Yeah.
The deep is the gross.
He's got some carbon skin or whatever that like he's just sitting there in the bathroom, and then all of a sudden he materializes after somebody walks away.
Yeah. Anyway, still a good show. The second season is like less. It doesn't do that so far. It's they're like
But you've only seen an episode.
I only seen like one. I only seen an episode and a quarter. But neither episode was rated for nudity. You know what I mean? Like at the beginning of it says, it's got nudity. It's like neither episode has been. So that's 2 out of 3. But anyway, it's still a great show.
Garrett. Yeah, I implore you, Garrett, go and watch
it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm super interested based off of what Zetch has already said, and hearing how into it you are. I'm like, okay, I really need to watch this. I really need to check this out. But guys,
I skipped those things. Probably I didn't know.
But it's definitely NSFW, not safe for work. Yeah, you definitely do not want to be watching that on the screen at work, Garrett, when the boss walks in.
No, I don't watch shows at work. Are you kidding me?
Garrett, stop. We know.
Okay.
Just stop.
Okay. Oh man, there's some breaking news. Is it too late to do another news article?
Breaking. This just in.
Do you see that link in there, Zetch? Give me your input right now. Should we cover this right now?
I can't read it. Why is it doing this?
Because I highlighted it pink.
We should do this right now. You kidding me?
Okay. Breaking news coming in hot. Just
this never happens.
This happens. This is happening right now, live. We are in the moment. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S release date and price finally revealed. The headlight's a little misleading. It was leaked, but Microsoft is set to hold a press conference event soon to showcase the next-gen console pricing, and it's pretty familiar. So pictures of the Xbox Series S were first leaked out on Twitter. Looks pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
I love this controller.
Yeah, the controller's pretty sweet. And then some pricing here. So it has long been rumored that Microsoft is working on 2 Xbox consoles for next gen, aiming to claim both ends of the market. And now we can confirm indeed that the pricing scheme should be very familiar, matching that of Xbox One X and One S of yesteryear. We can confirm via our sources that the entry-level Xbox Series S will cost $299 at retail, with a $25 per month Xbox All Access financing option, which Microsoft is planning to push hard via various retailers in a large global rollout.
Holy
so basically,
crap.
$25 a month, you can have an Xbox Series S. The more powerful Xbox Series X will cost $499 with a $35 per month All Access financing option. So $35 a month, you could have a Series X. Both consoles, and again, this is all leaked stuff, but pretty much confirmed from a lot of sources, will launch on November 10th, 2020.
Heck
The
yeah.
Xbox Series S just leaked via Brad Sams, giving us a glimpse at Microsoft's entry-level next-gen SKU. The Xbox Series S is small enough to fit inside an Xbox Series X. Basically, it looks like a Series X that they cut in half. Like it's a rectangle. Like it's the same width on one end, but then it's literally half the size the other way. Almost the same height. And we expect it to be around, I don't know what that means, 4TF RDNA2. Don't know what any of those numbers mean, but making it roughly around as powerful as the Xbox One X, perhaps geared towards 1080p monitors with better frame rates. We don't have further details on the console's capabilities beyond that, but we expect NVMe drives and many of the newer next-gen features like fast resuming multiple games and ray tracing. The Xbox Series X is a 12 teraflop beast of a console that will boast 4K 60 frames per second as standard, with some games like Halo Infinite going all the way up to 120 frames per second in multiplayer. So the rest of this is just kind of talking about stuff we already know. But there we have it. Breaking news. This never happens, but we have the pricing. So $299 for Series S, $499 for Series X, with the financing, which, heck, even $35 per month for a Series X. That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
But for how long? And how much more extra you have to pay after interest?
So I know with the current All Access, it's zero interest. Like you don't pay any
Really?
Because I looked into it for the Xbox One X, and I mean you pay a little bit more, but they also were giving you what's it called? Game Pass Ultimate. So once you did the math, if you did the math with all that Game Pass Ultimate and the console, I think it was pretty much equal. Like you don't pay any more from what I remember.
It's for what,
and
a year?
Well, if it costs $499 divided by 35, whatever that is, then
Garrett's really good at math, by the way, Zach.
Super good at math. He's like a human calculator.
Yeah.
It's not a whole number. So, although that's not correct because that again they'll probably bundle Game Pass Ultimate in with that. So there's some more, probably for about 2 years. I think the current All Access plan is usually about 2 years. It's because it's similar to a phone plan. Like if I would have signed up last year for the One X deal, and it would have taken, I remember it saying like 24 months or something. But that's insane. Like I am so proud of Microsoft. Again, these are leaked. It's not official announcement, but the leak was also like they're planning a whole press conference soon to actually roll out all the details on the Series S. So that's how it got leaked. Is their documents got out.
If this is completely accurate, this is mind blowing. This is fantastic.
$499 for the Series X though. Like that's
Well, and it was not that long ago that we leaked out that they thought it was going to be more, like 600. It was a recent leak.
$600-$700.
Yeah, so that's right, $700. And at that price, I don't know if that was a fault, like a red herring that was getting thrown out there to confuse people. I'm not really sure, but wow, I mean that makes it completely affordable. I
100%.
mean, wow. And you don't have to have credit or anything to be able to go. I mean, so somebody, what if there's a down payment on that?
To Garrett's point, when based off Pap's conversations, I kind of wonder what some of those proprietary components are going to cost. Because like it's very suspicious to me that $499 is the cost of the console. How are they going to make the rest of their money back? And so if it is going to be on those proprietary memory cards, controllers, all that stuff, like what's the markup on those going to be?
Right, because they
not to be Debbie Downer, but I'm just saying I want to see what those prices are going to be.
I actually had honestly totally forgotten about those proprietary memory cards that they showed off, earlier this year. So yeah, I can't imagine how much they're going to cost. And control, I mean, you can't go much more with a controller, right? Like you can't charge more than $60 for a controller, can you?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Because the only thing they added one more button. They can't charge like $30 more for one button.
I don't know.
I'm not.
We will see. I don't design hardware. I don't know.
True. None of us do. But man, I'm excited. I'm stoked. And I actually saw this. I got a notification on Twitter. Adrian, our Patreon producer, tweeted out, "Well, it looks like we got ourselves a fight here. You're up, Sony. What you got?" So thank you to our Patreon producer. Accidentally, he didn't intentionally send us that, but I'm glad I caught that because that's huge. That's major. So thanks, Adrian, for retweeting that. So I got the notification.
Yeah, with that $25 for the S and $35 a month for the S.
Even the S,
it's going to make it so affordable. More people are going to be able to put this into their pockets 100%. Really quickly. This is just a genius move on Xbox part. It goes back to what you said earlier, Zech, how each one of them are Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are all vying for a different space in the gaming market. And I think this is just absolutely genius.
Yeah. And
it makes me really question whether I want to just go that route this season. Of course, I'm going to go Sony because of the games. But wow. I mean, this is a major blow. So Sony really, it is in your court right now to come out with something good because this is really great news.
Yeah, it's super good, super affordable. Cool.
So cool. Alrighty. Well, there you have it. Our first breaking news segment on our show. That was fun, and it was awesome news. I'm excited to see what the future holds now for Sony. What do you got? Sony? Just like our Patreon producer said there. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to our episode this week. Remember, you can support us over at patreon.com/supergamerboys for just $1 a month. Get episodes early and ad-free. Also get our bonus episode, their Super Gamer Book Club, working title. And hear us talk about BioShock this month. You can also go over to supergamerboys.com/store and buy some sweet merch. We got t-shirts, we got stickers, we got mugs. We got a lot of fun stuff. Go over there, check it out. Support us that way as well. We don't make a ton off that, but we make a couple bucks and you get some sweet merch, repping us and getting our name out there. Rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. Head over to iTunes, give us 5 stars, leave a review. That'd be very much appreciated. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and leave a comment. That also helps us pop up, when people are searching for podcasts on YouTube. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys, facebook.com/supergamerboys. I am on Twitter at gmorlang. JJ's on Twitter
at JJPurdom.
And Zech is on Twitter and Instagram
at NerdDadZech.
At NerdDadZech. Thank you so much.
NERDDADZECH.
I see. Thank you so much to Star Andrews for our logo. You can check her out on Instagram at groundfloorgraphics and facebook.com/groundfloorgraphics. And that is all I got for you, boys. No more breaking news. So,
all right. Well, that's enough breaking news for 1 week. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here at the Super Gamer Boys. That guy, the captain, the dad of this show, he's Garrett Morlang. The guy over there, the hobbit-looking guy who's got surprisingly giant arms, that is Zech Keenan. And I'm JJ Furdham. We are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we will catch you on the flippity flop.